Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Augustus, and I'm back with another episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. When we last left off, everything that went bad, but maybe things will be different this time. Who knows? As a point of order, I'm having to re-record things because of a technical issue. Bleh. Annoying, but it is what it is. It happens. All our saves are gone. Now, what happened is I went and looked when I originally started up to, record the first time, and the saves were still there, and I tried to load one, and it said, what did it say? Sayori.chr was gone, or was missing or corrupted, and, well, if you go look in the folder that it tells you it's missing or corrupted, well, it's missing, it's not corrupted. So, that's a thing. Keeps hiding my map weird. That's annoying. And it was going and starting a new game. It also said starting a new game after that. And I've started a new game already, and I had a technical issue, so I can't. It's an ordinary school. Oh god, that sucks because the I guess to review what happened. There was a image glitch, and well, shit. That's actually really annoying. It plays out the beginning of from the original game. It has Sayori's dialogue filled with gibberish, and her name is blanked out whenever you mention her, and then it cuts into this. Oh, that's very, very annoying. Glitches or errors and all that. I'm actually really annoyed about that. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Yeah, there's even a glitched graphic. I'll see if I can recover the... No, I can't. I've already deleted it. God, if only I didn't... never mind, it's not even in my recycle bin because I cleaned that out. Well. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet something, or I meet some girl or something like that. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content with just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it, and I'm horribly paranoid about, recording issues. I probably will be for the next ever. I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Augustus? Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So, having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for, anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for the events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. how many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's equally not boring at all, you know? But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Are we getting thirsty? Hey, Augustus. By any chance, are you still looking to join for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome. You're really sweet, Augustus, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. It always feels weird, speaking to, I guess having another character speak to MC-kun, with, inputting your own name. Oh well. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. And I'm sure it won't be the first time. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Stop glitching, please. I'm back. And I brought a guest with me. I said stop glitching. Damn. A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Augustus. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So, let me guess, you're Monica's boyfriend, right? Can I be? What? No, I'm not. Don't deny it, MC-kun. Natsuki. The girl with a sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, Natsuki, this is energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. Yep, Yuri being the vice president seems actually kind of appropriate. More so than, can I say her name? Well, no, let's not say her name. I don't know, the game might be sentient. Yuri seems more appropriate as a vice president than the other one did. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears completely more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. I ran into Augustus at the classroom and he decided to check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was gonna, well, Sorry. I didn't forget, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Augustus? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can really all grow at this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess so. Personally, not really, but I don't know. I don't like to eat or drink while I'm reading in case I, dribble something on the very off chance. I don't like to eat when playing games either because I don't like my controllers to be greasy, and I don't like my keyboard to be greasy if I can help it, though I will eat if I'm watching something or I'm typing, so it's harder with keyboard and mouse. But controller, I almost never eat if I'm playing a game. I will stop and go eat and then come back. A little bit of trivia on your humble narrator here. Don't get yourself intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be my cup of tea. At least I have to put the pun there, because they're not going to. But I at least enjoy tea. I do enjoy tea. I could go for some tea, actually, if it wasn't, middle of the night. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Augustus, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, historical nonfiction, horror's fun, dystopian novels are fun too. This Perfect Day by Ira Levine and Clockwork Orange are probably my favorites, but Brave New World's also very good, as is 1984. I didn't really get into Fahrenheit 451, but I've read about, a third of it. Animal Farm is one of my favorite books. Hunger Games was fun when I read it, in high school, when it was new, or not new, but when it was relevant. I think I was reading it when the movies were coming out. What's the other book that I can't remember? I think it's Anthem by Ayn Rand. She wrote a dystopian, or was it? I don't remember. She wrote a dystopian novel, which I remember enjoying for the most part. I haven't read much of her other stuff because it's too much in her, too much politics that I don't want to read about. Too much going into, this way is the best way. No, this way is the best way. But, I like reading horrible futures and shit like that, and just This Perfect Day by Ira Levine I wholeheartedly recommend. And this has been your moment in the Literature Club with Augustus. And I'm rambling. Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. That's actually also an answer for me. I read a good amount of manga as well. Actually, I can't say a good amount. I read more manga than I read anything else combined. Probably. Although I'm picking up the reading D&D modules, especially old ones. So, I'm currently reading... more rambling. I'm currently reading the Greyhawk Folio from 81, I think? 82? 80? Some early 80s. The Greyhawk Folio. The one's 50 pages. And I'm going to read through the... modules, Temple of Elemental Evil, Village of Hamlet more specifically, Into the Cult of Reptile God, Against the Slavers, Against the Giants, Queen of the Demon Web. I'm rambling. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. And not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. Thinking about it, with the amount of manga that I read probably a good few hours a week. I usually read for at minimum 30 minutes a day, and that's not including regular book reading. So I actually don't read an insignificant amount. Most of it's just dumb insignificant stuff. Well, no reading is insignificant, I shouldn't say that, but stuff that I'm not reading to get any meaning out of. I'm just reading to because it's whatever. I'm rambling. What am I saying? Yeah, what am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. Not big into fantasy or sci-fi, for that matter. I wish I was, but I don't know. I don't like things that have a ton of purple prose, which makes me not really read much fantasy or sci-fi, because they have lots and lots of detail over the tiniest things, and I'm not that fond of that. God, I'm rambling so much. I'm still very annoyed about the recording issues, but it is what it is. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. I think I just read that. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment we talked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, I like lots of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Are you trying to hint at something there, Yuri? Isn't it amazing how a writer can deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop? Again, are you trying to tell me something there, Yuri? Are you getting meta on me? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I haven't. I should read horror more. Well, it's getting close to October. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having conversation with a rock. Well, MC-kun is as dense as a rock, but I expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Again, are you trying to tell me something there? I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, I just... Natsuki's eyes dart way over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write things about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud. Give that back. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers and exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have any writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Augustus? Hold on. There's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have the other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Augustus. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. You need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? You really mean that, Augustus? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Augustus, I'm so happy. We can be an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'm glad I can make you happy, Monica. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember today's assignments. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Augustus, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls, Natsuki, Yuri, and, of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after our school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make one of the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, you've unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Yes. A joke. A man walked into a club. In the club, there was a girl who liked him very much. They spent some time together, and then she liked him even more. One day, the girl realized she was in love with him. Before disaster could happen, a third party intervened with her programming. Suddenly, the girl hated herself for being in love. This contradiction caused the script to derail. The universe started to collapse, but she killed herself just in time. And I think on that note, we are going to end off this episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. Things seem to be going okay at the moment. The dark aspects are not as apparent as they were, the last couple episodes, but they are still there. The unsettling undertones that permeate this story, permeate this visual novel, are still there, and the sense of dread about what's coming is undeniable, at least for me. But next time, we write a poem, and I hope to see you there.